Hello.
Hi everybody, how are you? I'm back. Welcome back.
Thank you.
And how is everybody this evening? It's a pleasure to see you all and welcome to another instalment of our weekly catch-up GameTea. Oh, goodness me, I can't. Cursed by the gonglins, cursed by the gonglins.
There we are.
Right, how is everybody this week? I want to know. Hi everybody, hi to chat, hi. Hey Leo, Heggers, Kiltia, lovely to see you tonight, darlings, lovely to see you. Well, we've got a really nice stream in store this week, haven't we?
Well, spring has sprung.
Yes, officially. Meteorologically speaking and
Correct.
astrologically speaking. So, yes, so we thought we'd have a spring-themed show for everybody. There will be some puzzles, there will be some prizes. The puzzles are harder this week because last week I'm afraid I was absolutely made mincemeat of by the viewers. Hi Ellen, nice to see you in chat. Hi Magical Hannah. Surely we've got a sub-train. A hype train is close, apparently. I'm informed. I'm reliably informed.
So what do you have to do to get a hype train?
I don't know. I'm not a train enthusiast. I'm a ship enthusiast. And part of me doesn't really know what it means, but I think it's very, very good.
It sounds good.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got some spring-themed puzzles. We've got some spring-themed products for folks to look at.
Yes.
We're also going to be revealing the new t-shirt that everybody voted for in the beautiful sepia colourway, which has just come out fantastically. I'm so pleased and proud of it. And we will be working to unlock a voucher that will gain everybody a discount on the t-shirt should they wish to purchase it. So good luck,
Sounds
everybody.
good.
I have really taken the challenge this week though and made the puzzles a lot harder.
Oh dear.
And hey, hello to Gaz. Lovely to see you.
Oh, hey guys.
Yeah, nice to see you in the chat. How are things? How is everybody? Right, so, yes, the wheel of the year is turning. And we have just passed the spring equinox.
We have.
Also known as the vernal equinox. An astronomical? Yes. It's not. Astrological is the zodiac, isn't it? Which is also appropriate because I'm an Aries, so I'm full of Aries energy at this time of year. It's an astronomical event.
Right.
And a watershed astronomical event that marks and signifies the start of spring.
Oh, lovely. All I know is that the flowers are blooming and things are starting to become green again and everyone starts to feel a lot better, don't they?
They absolutely do. Have you been spending a lot of time in the garden?
I have.
Yes, me
I'm
too.
dreading putting my nails under there tonight because I can't get them clean.
Oh, no.
I've been mulching. I've been mulching my beds.
I've also been mulching. I've been mulching with coffee, which is very, very useful to the urban gardener, isn't it? You
Indeed.
can basically pop down to any coffee shop and get free grounds, which is free nitrogen.
That's right. And
So-
stops slugs, I think. Potentially.
Apparently so. There's some mixed opinions about the slug situation where coffee's concerned.
To be honest, they didn't stop my slugs, but
No.
my slugs are...
They're
I mean,
powerhouses, aren't they?
They're, yeah.
I've never seen
I have
slugs
all
like your
I have all
slugs.
different colours. I have white ones, brown ones, black ones, all sorts of diversity in my garden.
Yeah, I actually have a clear vision last summer in the middle of the day watching the world's largest slug just move towards your nasturtiums over a bed of coffee. So
Yeah.
I think we have the evidence that
I would
doesn't
never
work.
kill anything, you see. I'm an organic gardener, so, you know, if they want to eat something, then fair play.
You might not be saying that after the squirrels attack your raised beds this
Oh,
year.
they already
It's the
ate
first-
all my tulip bulbs.
Yes. I think some netting might be in order.
Yeah.
So, yes, we're past the spring equinox. Now, there are really 4 of these astronomical events. I really want to say astrological tonight. We've got the 2 solstices and we've got the 2 equinoxes.
Yes.
Equinox comes from the words equus and nox, meaning equal night. And that is the time of year where darkness and light are in perfect balance. it should be 12 hours of light and 12 hours of darkness. It doesn't quite work out like that actually, but it's more or less accurate. And then of course we have the solstice, which is when the sun seems to stop. And ancient peoples gave this a word as well. Solstice, sun is sol, and stit is stop. So it seemed like the sun had stopped in the sky. And those, of course, mark, the beginning of winter and summer, respectively. A really important time for witches, pagans, Wiccans, druids who gather at Stonehenge to celebrate those events throughout the year.
Yes, I would love to go. I've been to Stonehenge, but never at the solstice, and I would really like to do that at some point. Maybe this year, who knows?
It's been celebrated for thousands of years at Stonehenge, actually. At least 5,000.
At least, yeah.
From Neolithic times, where you're talking about peoples and civilizations who only had the sun, the moon, and the stars to guide them. So across the world, actually, these celebrations are marked in virtually every culture. So the Hindus have Holi, the celebration. The Japanese mark the beginning of spring with Hanami, which is blossom watching or flower viewing, roughly translated. And in Japan, actually, it's the cherries and the plums that blossom, creating the most magical and beautiful landscape of vivid pinks. And even all the water sources are just clothed with pink. I remember being in Kyoto and seeing a canal just made pink by the sheer amount of petals.
Beautiful.
Unforgettable.
Yeah.
But it's marked even with television broadcasts. So as the blossom moves up the country from the south to the north, it's followed on television. Almost like a weather front. So that's very interesting. That's the Japanese way to do it.
Don't we have like flying ant forecasts now?
Well, I do, because I'm a massive
I'm pretty sure I saw
fan.
that last year on the weather. There was a black cloud of ants.
Nut-
Something like that.
Nuptial flight
Yes.
day.
Yes.
Usually a very, very hot and humid day where
Usually.
the little princes and princesses take
So
to
a
the
little bit different
skies.
from the beauty of Japan's
yeah.
cherry blossom. But hey, we'll take it. We'll
absolutely.
take it.
And in Mexico, there's a particularly ancient temple that at this time of year, the sun falls in such a way that the ancient steps of the temple cast the shadow of a snake. And many, many visitors go to that particular temple.
Wow.
Yeah, amazing. The knowledge of the ancients, Neolithic times. Quite incredible. So it's like a giant serpent slithering down these temple steps. Would love to see it.
I think they were just much more connected to nature, weren't they? And
Yeah, clearly.
there's something very nice about that.
Oh, hi, Maxie. Nice to see you in chat. Rosie, hello, darling. Good to see you. Crumpet says, weird fact, solstice may be Latin and its origin, but our word solstice doesn't actually come from Latin. It actually comes from French, who tend to use more Latin in the language than we do. Fascinating. Gaz says, I need to work on our front garden this year. Would love ideas on hardy, shade-loving pollinators.
Well, it depends really. If you're going for a climber, honeysuckle is hard to beat because it'll grow anywhere in the shade, up a north wall, anything.
Foxgloves, cyclamen, all shade lovers.
Yeah.
Borage is... They're shade tolerant, a lot of plants are, rather than being plants that particularly thrive in the shade.
Or ferns, obviously, is one.
Sedum is an excellent one that the pollinators go absolutely frenetic. I've never seen anything like it. They're languishing
Cyclamen.
around on it and wobbling and clearly drunk. Drunk on the sheer amount of pollen that comes out of a sedum. So nasturtiums are one of my favourite flowers, and they look like a little conqueror's hat, which I think is particularly lovely. And they're so effortless to grow, they really will grow anywhere.
They grow.
Borage, though, is my
Prolifically.
favourite amongst all of the herbs. And like I say, it is shade tolerant. Now, borage, it's funny really, because I was going to talk later about ethnobotany. which is the study of plants and their relations to cultures and traditions and the way that we have superstitions about plants and such. I was going to talk about it later, but borage is one of those ones that has just a really nice few applications. Not only does it have edible flowers that are beautiful star shapes, little blue stars, yes, but it also has edible leaves. Now, if you've ever had a drink of Pimm's, you'll know that they add cucumber in with the fruit that's used. This is a very popular drink at celebrations like weddings in the summer, Wimbledon. So traditionally that would have been borage leaves that were used in place of the cucumber. And if you haven't tried Pimm's with borage leaves, you have not lived, my friend. They're absolutely exquisite, and
well, that's something to look forward to.
Yes,
then, isn't
Gaz
it?
Borage. Who do we have in chat? Oh, hi, Mithral Sage. Nice to see you. Leo says, Crumpet's a fountain of weird knowledge.
Indeed.
He's our Latin expert. Maxie says cucumber, strawberry, mint. Yeah, mint is
great combination.
Fantastic for the bees as well. Really, really good one that is completely shade tolerant. Yes, so we're here in spring, and you know, nature is awakening. It's a time for tasting spring tea blends, sakura if you're in Japan, Starbucks, which I know all about, of course.
They do cherry blossom fries, don't they?
I know all
McDonald's.
the coffee news. Yes, they did. They were lovely, actually. And it's a great time to start a new project, begin things that you want to be doing. There's no better time than spring. So we've got a few ideas for you to springify your home and maybe even your gaming table. And we can bring some beautiful natural scents into the house and maybe refresh.
Would you like me to show you something?
Yes, absolutely.
What would you like me to start with?
Well, I think you should start with the beautiful Field Notes Sign of Spring.
These are really, really special. Brand new. Shall I open them, do you think?
If you open them, I'm going to have them.
I'm not opening them then.
Oh. Okay.
That's not fair. So I want them.
With anybody who's unfamiliar with Field Notes are one of our favourite brands, and we're very, very fortunate actually that they have chosen to partner with GameTea because they are quite specific about who they want to retail their products. And the Field Notes quarterlies that we actually import all the way from USA every 3 months, and they are the limited editions that Field Notes produce. They usually do them in very limited numbers. Now this season they have created Signs of Spring, which are a series of 3 memo-sized books. Can you see the debossing on these? Because the textures are fantastic. Now if you are a person who loves texture, you know, you are a tactile person, I can not recommend this enough, because inside the paper that they've chosen, in a first for Field Notes, has an incredible linen feel. If you're an artist, a writer, a journalist, somebody who appreciates note-taking, particularly maybe you're starting your new projects, maybe you want to make notes of things that you've planted in the garden or seeds that you've sown, or of course the players that you're intending to kill this week. Then have lovely. A look at this. We don't have many. They never have many available for import, so they do sell out rather quickly, and it's one of my favourites that they've ever done. Each of those memo books has a different flower, which is native to North America and heralds spring.
Lovely.
Yeah, really nice.
And do you know what would go nice with that?
Go on.
The coin Vitality. Don't you think?
What a stunner. Yeah. And that side of it says Vita, life, abundance. That's what that coin is all about when it came to design it. I chose the strawberry because the strawberry is often associated with the heart. And if you look closely at that coin, you'll see the flowers and you'll see the strawberries as well. So it's flowers and fruit at the same time. True abundance. And then if you swivel it round, of course, on the obverse, we've got Floriat, Vivat, Cresciat, Flourish, Live and Grow.
It's just a lovely little thing, isn't it? To gift to somebody.
One of my favourites. Yep. And you can use this one in games
and
as
look
well.
how lovely that goes in that book. What a lovely gift.
That is a lovely gift.
Somebody whose birthday is this time of year.
Me.
You're not allowed.
Me. It's important that everybody knows that my birthday's on the 19th of April. I'm sure they're not going to
Don't be
that.
naughty.
Oh, what? I'm allowed to say that. And what else do we have?
Don't send her anything.
Oh,
she's
no,
too
send
naughty.
me something. Yep, a lovely ones to start us off with. And I think that brings us to our first puzzle.
Uh-oh. You've scared me now because you've said that these are really hard tonight.
Yeah, they really are. No, this one's awful. And I'm sorry in advance, everybody. Good luck. Can we,
oh yeah, you really meant that. Good luck.
Roxy, could you please show us Paris in the springtime? I love Paris in the springtime. Yeah, you won't after you've done this puzzle though, trust me.
All right, let's have a look then. These are easy word searches, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh no, hold on though.
Oh no, you see,
Pissa? Parisipa. Parisipa.
Hidden in this grid is one and only one instance of the word Paris.
Parsi? No.
Mm-hmm.
Spa?
It can be written horizontally, vertically, diagonally, or backwards. Now, in order to win this challenge, you will need to provide the answer in the following format. So let's just say the word Paris that you find begins in... What?
No! This was supposed to be hard, AJ. Rosie's got it. Rosia.
Yeah, B13, B12, Oh my God, Rosie, how could you? That's it. I quit.
Well done. Very well done.
Oh, the DM life is hard. You know my players do this to me as well. I create a really, really difficult puzzle and they get it in 2.5 seconds and then, they need to get through a door and they're there for 45 minutes. Or, as was the case on Friday night, they have an enormous cannon and all the ammunition and instructions to use the cannon. And and you used the cannon.
Well, yes.
But then everybody else forgot to use the cannon.
Everybody else ran away and left me at the helm of the cannon.
They did,
Poor little Cersei at the helm of the cannon.
Oh, Rosa, that was absolutely fantastic.
Well done,
congratulations.
darling.
I'm completely
Well done.
joking, of course. An absolutely epic victory for the chat. So we're well on our way to earning some discounts tonight. Crumpet says, AJ, can I point something out? Of all the types of puzzles that exist, crosswords are the most common for normies. I genuinely struggled with that one.
I mean, I couldn't see it, but
They're so horrible to me, aren't they?
They are.
They're really
mean.
They are
They
mean.
like teasing you.
They do like teasing me. Okay. No, congratulations, well done. Hi, Dr. Hobo, nice to see you in the chat.
Hello, darling.
Yeah, next puzzle, a locked door, says Gaz.
I mean, that would stump.
No.
That would stump me.
And Leo has very kindly clipped that for us.
When your puzzle.
Thank you, Leo.
Gets...
Thank you very, very, very much. Right, let's move on to our next topic then. And it's a topic that I think many people that watch our streams are interested in, and that is game design. I actually read a very interesting article by a man called Don Carson. Don Carson is an Imagineer at Disney, and he's worked prolifically designing theme park attractions for Disney, but particularly things like Pirates of the Caribbean and experiences that involve something that is called environmental storytelling. Now, if you're a gamer, it doesn't matter if you play D&D or whether you play video games, you'll be intimately familiar with environmental storytelling.
Yes.
That is the methods of establishing a narrative without using, direct exposition. So let's say in Fallout, for example, you're playing your Fallout game, as I know you do very regularly, and you come across a toilet, and there's a skeleton in the toilet that's wearing a party hat and has a plunger with him. These little narrative moments are created for the player to start wondering about their world. BioShock is another excellent example of this. Sort of skipping the Andrew Ryan PowerPoint in the beginning. When you're first entering the world of Rapture, the scene is one of devastation after a party. And you can see there are discarded party items on the floor. You can also see a large masquerade mask and various posters that invite you to the masquerade at New Year's. And then there's a large neon sign that says Happy New Year, 1959. Instantly, as a player, you're thinking a disaster has occurred. Something has happened at this
during
party.
During
the
the
New Year's
has
party.
occurred.
So that is how environmental storytelling works. Now, I think as gamers we can take a lot from theme park design. Theme parks have been entertaining people for 150 years. And there's definitely something that we can learn as designers, particularly if you're a DM and you're working on your own narratives. But he said this, and I will read his quote. He said this of his spatial designs. I have an all-encompassing desire for any computer game I play or themed attraction I visit. It is this. Take me to a place that lets me go somewhere I could never go, lets me be someone I could never be, lets me do things I could never do. And I think as narrative designers, if we keep those three things in mind and feed them into our own stories, then that is the key to success.
Lovely.
But this brings me to a question that I'd like to ask you. I'd love to ask Roxy as well. And I'm going to open it up to the chat. What is your favourite level on a video game?
Oh gosh.
Let's see what chat says.
Do you know what instantly sprung into my mind then?
Yeah.
Lara Croft. When there's a dinosaur. You're going across the bridge and there's a dinosaur.
Tomb Raider original. Is it level 4?
I think so.
With the Tyrannosaurus Rex and
it's
the
just
Velociraptors.
completely unexpected, isn't it?
Yes, it opens up. And in fact, that is something that you often see in games where, and Don Carson mentions this in his article, he uses a contrast of spaces. So imagine for a moment you are entering a cathedral, because the cathedral builders of old knew this as well. You enter often through a small door, and then you're in a small vestibule. And then, and only then, it opens up. And that's the feeling that I got when I first played that Tomb Raider level.
Correct.
An openness, a great contrast of space. Yeah. Magical Hannah says, popping these things in games is one of my favourite things. Little bits for the player to find. Love them. They're appreciated, that's all I can say. Magical Hannah, we don't go to Ravenholm from Half-Life 2. Easy. A great bit of environmental storytelling there as well. The one that sticks out in my mind is there's a saw blade through a zombie. And by seeing that, the designers, Valve, very cleverly indicate to the player that they should be using the saw blades on their gravity gun to
slice through the zombies. Clever.
Yep. Maxie says, dressing Cloud as a woman and hunting for all the bits to make his dress up better. That's from Final Fantasy VII, of course. Yeah. I think for me, Half-Life 2 is up there for sure, because those little narrative vignettes are so compelling the whole way through the game. But actually, my favourite level is probably from Hitman Blood Money.
I've not played that.
It's the opera level of Hitman Blood Money, where in the background the opera Tosca is being performed, and if you do it correctly, this mission, you can time your performance with the performance on stage, meaning that as it reaches the crescendo, you can bring down the chandelier on top of your intended assassination victim. Of course, the falling chandelier, opera, Phantom of the Opera. You know, it's fantastic.
That does sound really good, and it reminded me of GTA with Phil Collins playing.
Oh my god.
That was a brilliant level as well, wasn't it? That was great.
Can I just say that, like, 3 weeks ago I was still listening to the Phil Collins Vice City Story concert.
Whenever I hear that song, it does just remind me of that level.
Yeah.
Very powerful, really.
Yeah. I was telling somebody about Phil Collins as he limps towards stage, and he's just about to perform, or is performing in the air tonight. You think he's not going to make it. This is on Vice City, this is a game. You think he's not going to make it to stage before his drum solo.
Yeah.
And he just sits down just in time. Saving Phil Collins from bombs. One of my favourite
Gotta be.
Vice City stories levels ever.
Yeah. How about Roxy? Roxy, what was yours? I'm intrigued to know.
So I probably wouldn't say level as such, but Dark Brotherhood in Skyrim is one of my favourites.
Questline.
Oh, it is good.
Like, that's a
Poor Cicero.
Poor Cicero.
Oh, Cicero.
We love you, Cicero.
I love him.
Of course, you know, Cicero was a Roman thinker, and he said all one needs in life is a garden and a book.
Yes, he did
place
say
to
that,
heaven than with
actually.
a garden and a book.
I saw that quote very recently, and it was very true.
Gaz says there's an old game. Gaz, no, that's not old. Don't.
What
Called
game?
Shenmue or Shenmue, depending on. I've always said Shenmue. That's in my day we didn't have the internet to tell us how to pronounce things.
No.
We guessed. Playing someone living in the 1990s Japanese town is so immersive. Do you know what's more immersive?
No.
Visiting that street, Dobuita Street.
Oh, yes.
Because
you went, didn't you?
Because you're a massive bloody nerd. And yeah, I did, and it's really really good, even down to the sound effects being correct. Yeah, I've been to Dobuita Street in Yokosuka because I'm a nerd. So please, old, really? Come on, Gaz. It's a good game. But he's absolutely correct. The best part of that game, of course, is the capsule toys. Just rotating these lovely little capsule toys, spending all your hard-earned forklift driver money on capsule toys. One of the best parts of it. Let's see what everybody else is saying. Magical Hannah says the opera in Hitman is incredible. Hitman's level design is fantastic, always. Yeah, unfortunately, in that game, I didn't get the correct ending because this is a horrid story, really.
Oh no! What did you do?
At the very end of the game, Hitman is, Agent 47 is dead, basically, and he's lying in his own casket at his own funeral as the credits roll. Well, what you're supposed to do is twiddle the thumbsticks and, he rises from the grave.
Right.
I just didn't. I just thought
that was it.
I just thought that was the game, and at the end he just goes down to be cremated.
Oh no!
And I was like,
well, you wouldn't have known anything.
And I never played it for months, and I genuinely thought that was the end of the game.
Oh.
I know, right? I know.
It's like Abe's Odyssey when you don't save all the...
Oh, it is.
all the prisoners. Yeah.
I remember the first time we played that.
No, it's really disappointing.
I was like,
we were really little, weren't we?
Yeah, really,
and
really
we'd struggled to do this together. We'd done it together.
PlayStation 1. And then, of course, if you save less than 50% of the Madokans, you get the bad ending. And, we were struggling little children.
We were
really
like
struggling.
that. at the end.
Come on, AJ, come and play this game with me. I'm really scared. Alright, I'll come and play.
I don't think it was.
It was scary.
I don't think it went like that though.
And of course, we ended up saving like 48 Mudokons. It was really close. It was on
hard
the cusp.
for little us.
And we got a crushingly bad ending in which Abe is sent into a meat grinder.
I know.
That's another one, a good one with environmental storytelling, isn't it? Abe's Odyssey. Really, all the Oddworld games, Oddworld Inhabitant games. Let's see the answers then. Resident Evil 7, meeting the family for the first time was incredible. The horror, really, really great. And Resident Evil 2, of course, one of my all-time favourites. Still, the police station is getting brought into more modern games, so that's how iconic it is. Crumpets has to mention another Final Fantasy game in Final Fantasy 13. The game is extremely linear and forces you to go one direction until chapter 13, where you're given massive open plains to explore. Again, the contrast of space is there. Important for us as game designers.
Can I make a confession?
Yes.
I played that game and hated it because it was so linear. And if I'd have just stuck with it, it would have opened up. And I never knew that until Crumpet just said.
Oh dear. Hager said, got one. Alan Wake, when you're fighting off the shadow enemies, while on a concert stage blaring rock music and pyrotechnics. That reminds me of Left 4 Dead.
Oh, the stage at the end. Oh, yes.
And you have to get to the chopper.
Brilliant.
So good. Gaz says, AJ, I'm so jealous right now. Yeah, if you ever get there, there is a wonderful, wonderful burger joint. I had a soy burger, obviously. But Yokosuka is a port town in Japan. And so there's an incredible diversity of culture where Japanese meets American naval culture, and the shops are incredible, as are the souvenir jackets. Hager says, in a similar vein, Back for Blood, facing down a horde of ridden while listening to Ace of Spades, music playing loudly in a bar. I love the combination of music with game events. I think the right song at the right time is magic. Gaz says, Shenmue came out in 1999. If it were a person, it would finished university and started interning. Oh no, don't! I can't be that old, surely. Rosie says, Mass Effect, the whole series, just knowing that what you do in 1 and 2 will affect 3. Leo says, that stage in Left 4 Dead is so fun.
It so is.
And Rosie says, very touching when you start Mass Effect 3 and you have to leave Earth as it gets destroyed. Definitely. Some excellent levels there that are really, really iconic. It's always good to hear what people are enjoying, because that's the way that you learn and can possibly bring them into your own games if you are DMing. Now, if you are DMing at the moment, give us a tip. Give us your best tip. I think if I had to give anybody a tip who was beginning DMing, it is this: everything takes longer than you realise. So if you plan a session for a small arc to last 3 sessions, it's going to last 6 sessions. If you plan 1 session with a particular event, they'll probably take 2. So just factor in that, Well, of course, because your players are going to add their own contributions to the narrative as well, and they're going to add and weave in their own stories.
Of course.
Yeah, good.
Would you like me to show you some more springtime products?
I think that would be lovely, yes.
I think Gaz, he might like this book because he was wondering what books to... not books. Flowers to plant. We don't plant books.
I mean, philosophically speaking, do we plant them in the fertile flesh of our own minds? Yeah. We'll go with that.
Wildflowers of Britain. Britain's wildflowers. A treasury of traditions, superstitions, remedies and literature. And it's a National Trust book, this one.
So every time you buy a National Trust book, they it goes to supporting one of our historic buildings that the National Trust take care of.
That's right.
So it's a really worthy thing to do, actually.
It is fully illustrated.
Mm.
And it tells you all about the different flowers and tells you, tells you a bit about them. So, chamomile, for instance, you've got here, the ancient Egyptians held chamomile in such reverence that they consecrated it to their deities.
Mm.
But you didn't know that, did you?
Again,
Easing migraines. I had a migraine last week. It was awful.
The ethnobotany is worth reading about if you have a vague interest in this, or you play a druid, or even a ranger. Yeah, I love chamomile tea.
I'm going to try some of that if I get a
In fact, I water my plants with chamomile tea because I'm that sort of person. Banana tea. Yeah, it's a really lovely one.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to look lovely on anybody's shelf.
Crumpets has a good DMing tip. I haven't DM'd in a few years, but I do have a tip. Be happy to adjust. Players are unique people. They will come up with their own wants and will help create the world they are playing in without you needing to interject often. Keep everything very, very loose and allow the players to fill in the gaps. There's nothing more satisfying as a DM when a player comes up with a theory for something that you've kept quite loose and you think, oh gosh, that is so good, I'm going to incorporate it into the structure of the game. And let's see, we've got... Hannah says, let the players go crazy, figure the game out around them is my tip. Yeah, excellent.
Not too crazy though.
There's a balance, isn't there? I think it's good to have sessions where they are allowed off the beaten track completely, but that can also be frustrating to players who like structure.
Yes.
So it's about contrasts and balances. Rosie, hi! That's our little niece in the chat.
Hi, Rosie.
Dad and Mum are watching this week. Hi! Leah says, I've never DM'd, but players, never trust your DM. Yeah, that's true. So this week we've got the video game BAFTAs.
Oh.
And I wanted to gather everybody's thoughts really about the nominations because I've made a note as what is up for best game at the moment, and we have
the
part of
car
this
ramp jumping game.
God, no, Lucy, it's more than that. We have Deathloop, Forza Horizon 5, Inscription, It Takes Two, and Ratchet and Clank Drift Apart. Do you have any remarks on those nominations, and what do you think's what's the favourite for you?
I really enjoy Forza. There's
one
a ramp,
specific element,
and I drive as fast as I can over the ramp, and it's really fun.
There is more to the game than the ramp.
There is. In actual fact,
we've never discovered it, but
no, it is a beautiful, beautiful game. Actually, very realistic. The graphics are phenomenal, actually, and.
Magical Hannah says Inscription is my pick. That game is incredible. It's a deck builder. Actually, I haven't played it. For me, I think my favourite is probably Ratchet and Clank, just for sheer playability. It's a good game. It's a good game. A good series. Deathloop was interesting from Arcane.
I didn't play it.
They are responsible for the Dishonored series and for Prey.
Oh, you like Dishonored?
I love Dishonored, but when I was playing Deathloop, I just wanted to be playing Dishonored, if that makes sense. You know, I just, particularly because the teleporting ability is so similar, I didn't really get into the world too much. It was a great game and it was definitely playable, but it didn't have enough to draw me consistently back to revisit the world and the lore like Dishonored did.
That's understandable.
So yeah, for me it's Ratchet and Clank. It Takes Two I've never played, actually, so I can't make any comments on that, but if I had to make a bet, I think I'd probably say Inscription's got a good chance. And well, I don't think Ratchet and Clank will win, but I think it should win. Maxie says, I'm not going to lie, none of those really take my fancy, except Ratchet and Clank. It's nice to see a wide variety of games up for the nomination.
It is.
So, actually, And of course, they don't have like evolving games, what they call evolving games on there. So that's things like Fortnite and Apex Legends, the things that are constantly adapting as an online service. So they don't have those as part of the best game.
No, I don't.
Nominations.
I'm not into those games actually. Anyway, personally. I know lots of people are.
Yeah. Gaz has got a DM tip for us.
Oh.
Keep track of what minor things your players like. If they're into shopping, come up with curious boutiques staffed by eccentric characters. It also means you have laughs on tap if things get too serious. Definitely.
See, I love
really
that
good.
tip.
That's great.
Because you're making it enjoyable for your players, because if they enjoy something, then just, keep doing it.
Yeah, if they enjoy customising their characters, make sure they get cool outfits.
Yeah.
If they enjoy the weapons side of things, make sure they're getting something that plays to those abilities.
Definitely.
Just keep feeding that side of it, and you'll have a bunch of players that are incredibly engaged and happy, hopefully. Crumpets has got another tip. If you can chuck a third one in, give items flavour text. Then every now and then make an item with lots of flavour text. Your players will be interested to explore and see if they can find why items have more information than others. That's a really, really nice tip. Really nice tip, because I find myself in games constantly reading information and the backstory about items. And games where it's lacking, like Skyrim, you sort of wish that it had it. You know,
It does have backstory about weapons.
Really? I thought it just had the value.
No, I mean,
Like written information about them.
Sometimes.
Okay. I've not noticed that. Oh, should we show people the new t-shirt?
Yeah. Shall we?
Yeah.
Okay. Are we just going to hold this up then, AJ, or should we get Roxy to model it? Do you think?
Well, it's completely up to Roxy what she wants to do. Roxy's
Hold
never
it up.
appeared. Roxy's never appeared on screen.
No, Roxy, come and put it on and stand here.
It's got pixie hair on it.
No, it hasn't. Let people show Roxy.
Yeah, it's come out.
Roxy's
really
going
nice.
to model it for us. There you go.
Love it. Nice bit of artwork, if I do say so myself. Who did that, eh? Yeah, and so we're going to unlock a discount anyway if we do the second puzzle. There's the culprit that put her hair on the t-shirt. Just walk past. Let's see Roxy's beautiful facial eye move so Roxy can get in. Roxy, have you got the t-shirt on yet?
Can you stand behind here?
It's very tight.
Just don't burn yourself.
We know,
on the candles.
We know what happened the last time, that fire was involved on this stream.
No burning.
Go on, I'll swap position anyway.
Okay. It's nice to see Roxy, isn't it, for a change? Here you go, look, here she is. Welcome,
Hello.
Roxy.
I've appeared from backstage.
That looks
the
great
new
on you.
t-shirt.
Really love it.
Does it look great?
Yeah.
So this is the colour that you guys chose,
love
the parchment
Beautiful design, AJ.
Oh, thank you very
with
much.
the dark brown design, which is absolutely stunning.
Yes.
And who knows, if you get the next puzzle right, you'll be getting a discount code for it.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Awesome. Right. Matt
Yeah,
here.
looks absolutely lovely.
Bye bye.
Oh, Roxy, a fleeting visit from Roxy. So we've got a bit of a mission to go on later this week, haven't we?
Yes.
Well, Roxy and I are driving up to Newcastle.
All the way to Newcastle.
Trip.
No 2 days are ever the same at GameTea.
That's true. We work hard for the money, as
We do.
Donna Summers put it. No, we've got a big client this week that needs a big merchandise delivery. So that is where we're going. We're going to
Are we allowed to say who it is?
Yes, I'm sure.
I don't see why not. You may or may not have heard of them. D&D in a castle, and they basically they do D&D in a castle. That's what it's called.
With some really cool celebrity DMs.
Really cool celebrity DMs, and it's at Lumley Castle, isn't it?
It is. So that's where we'll be going.
Yeah.
So that'll be a very interesting road trip for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was a nice little. Because we do a lot of work in the background for
We
folks,
do,
don't
we do.
That you never really hear about.
No.
You know, we've worked for Google, we've worked for YouTube, we've worked for Ninja
Oddworld,
Theory,
Ninja Theory.
Oddworld.
Yeah. Oh, so many now.
Warhammer. Designing things and doing things, and sometimes it has our name on it and sometimes it doesn't. Because sometimes the client just wants something designed and they can put their own name to it. But there's plenty of arrows to our little quivers, as always.
Keeps us busy, you know.
It does, it keeps us out of trouble, doesn't it? Actually, it doesn't.
No.
We always get ourselves into scrapes. Okay, Rox, are we ready for puzzle number 2 then? See if we can
I hope
unlock
this is a
little
little bit
discount.
harder, AJ, than the last one.
God.
I really do.
I'm scared now. This puzzle's called That Rogue. It is said that the master assassin of the Rogues Guild can halve any strawberry in such a way that when shared with someone else, the subject of her generosity will be dead within hours, and yet she is completely fine. How does she do it? You've had this puzzle
Oh, have I?
in Cindus
Oh, I can't remember it.
very early on, so that's probably why something's stirring in the old brain box.
Oh, I better not say then. I don't think it's right though.
This is the point where chat goes very quiet. Now, come on, there's 17 of you and there's 1 of me. So there's everything to play for tonight, because we could end up with a nice little discount, couldn't we? Rosa says, lol, strawberry allergies. It's a decent guess, but not quite right. Something's happening with that strawberry, that any strawberry, not one that she has pre-prepared, any strawberry can be halved in such a way that she can guarantee the death of the person who consumes it hours later, or she herself is completely fine.
So that my idea wouldn't work then, because I had a horrible vision of slicing it in 2 after she's eaten it, so like stabbing her in the stomach or something.
Right.
So that's really horrible and incorrect.
Well, that wasn't the answer that we were looking for.
No.
And indeed, Magical Hannah Rosa, it was a decent guess, but it's not correct. So, Magical Hannah says, I've heard this, but with apples, yes, I've adapted it.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, do we have any guesses? No guesses as such.
Maximum.
Dip 1/2 of it into something.
You're on the right lines with contamination and... Crumpets, that's close. That is close. Crumpet says it's covered in poison. She cuts out the inner half. No, she's directly cutting it in 2. She's halving that strawberry. Any strawberry that you give her, she can halve. And one side of that strawberry that is consumed by you or the victim will cause the victim's death. Where she can consume the other side and be completely fine. So she's not removing the inner half and outer half there. She's just directly halving it.
Oh, maybe 1/2. I don't know if it's right though, but I don't want to say it.
So there's no...
Half of the knife
because
is
this is
poisoned.
any strawberry, it can't be dipped in poison. It could be any strawberry. So you could give her a strawberry, any strawberry. She'd be able to halve it.
With a knife.
She'd be able to halve it.
I think I know.
And one person would die and she would live.
Maxie's already said that one though.
Yeah.
She already said that 1/2 of the knife is poisoned, and that's incorrect. Okay.
Who said that?
Maxie said that earlier.
Oh, Maxie, I completely missed that. Oh, no. Yeah, that was the correct answer.
Oh!
Yeah, sorry, Maxie. I would just completely miss that one. Maxie is absolutely correct.
So was I. In actual fact.
Yes, well done on answering our own puzzles.
Yay!
Indeed, it is the half of the knife that is poisoned. So
Yes.
one side of the blade is
Yes.
coated with a deadly poison, the other side is fine, and when she halves that strawberry, one side becomes poison and her side is completely harmless.
Yes.
So she's doing it with a poison blade. Congratulations, Maxie. Well
Well
done,
done.
on the correct answer. That's both of my puzzles annihilated and blown out of the water again. I'll be back next week with some even more...
You need to make them harder.
Oh, don't! I try my best, everybody.
Just not maths, though.
Shall we show everybody our spring recommendations for candles?
Yes.
So springify
We don't
your
have
home
the
with some
new
scent.
candles yet, but they are coming. Hopefully next week. But for now, we have some really nice ones. So this one here, Springtime Shire.
Yeah. A really lovely one with a yellow wax colour as well. Very much evocative of meadows, cut grass.
Inspired by, of course, The Hobbit.
The Shire.
The Shire.
Indeed,
Lord of the
indeed.
Rings.
And now is the perfect time to get out and about in nature as well and to take walks and to enjoy it. And maybe to start bringing little elements of spring back into your home. I'd like to decorate my home with daffodils, for example, at this time of year. And also grow daffodils from bulb.
Yes, I've got some.
Yeah, lovely.
Next we have Elven Wellspring.
I'd say this is up there with my favourites ever.
I think it's one of my favourite.
The orchid and jasmine scent. Yeah, it for me it evokes spring nights, spring evenings. That period between day and night. I've got an interesting question for you. Why are you most likely to attract a fairy at this time of year?
I don't know, I'm afraid.
Well, it's because fairies are attracted to the borders between things. So at this time of year, when day and night, light and darkness are at their most equal, the borders are present, that's when fairies are summoned. So you often find fairies in legends appearing at twilight or the hours before dawn. It's those liminal times, those in-between times that attract the attention of fairies. So now is a perfect time to align yourself with a fae.
I like that idea.
Attract a great fae, archfae patron. I'll be your patron, guys, if you want an archfae. And Maxie says because the veil is thin. Yeah, completely. There's liminal times, liminal spaces. Most present at equinox. Oh yes, let's show the chicky dice.
I don't think we've shown these yet, have we?
No, I don't think so. Chicks in a chonk.
With Easter coming up, this is a big chunky D20.
It's huge. So compare it to the other D20.
Yeah. So there's a normal D20 there. Look. And there's the chunky one, and inside the chunky one is the mother hen.
Yes. Brilliant.
And she has had some little chicks to all appear inside these dice right here.
Yeah, apart from the D4, which is Anne.
Hold on. See if I can get a... Can you see that little chick in there? Look how
so
cute
sweet.
it is. So she's had a brood of chicks there, look. And inside the D4 is an unhatched egg.
They're really
egg,
happy making, joyful little dice, aren't they?
Yeah, and in the set you get the chonk completely free.
Yep.
So you've got a 7 set there, and the big chunky one is within that set and comes completely free of charge. So absolutely lovely gift for Easter, springtime.
Now,
I love them.
Something that
really
I
sweet.
forgot to do is, of course, I forgot to put your discount on into the chat, guys. And so, if you are purchasing the beautiful Knight and Steve T-shirt, well, first of all, thank you for giving us your custom. We truly, truly appreciate it. We really, really do. But if you are, then use the code BLADE10 and you will get 10% off your T-shirt. So well done to Rosie and Maxie, who did an absolutely wonderful job of unlocking those discounts for everybody. Well done, guys.
Well done.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got 5 minutes left.
Okay.
And I wanted to finally sort of ask you, and ask the chat, of course, what your...
I have got a question for you too.
Go on.
What is your favourite springtime flower?
Oh, that is a toughie. There's a lot to love out there, isn't there? There is a lot to love. Of course, I love borage, and I've already mentioned nasturtium. So
They're not springtime, really.
I
Although there is a borage
out
out in my garden at the
they
moment, but no
herald it.
nasturtium at the moment.
They herald it, don't they? I think I'd have to
I guess
go.
early springtime then is what I'm thinking
Right,
more.
okay. Then the narcissus, the daffodil. I love the connection with Greek myth as well, of Narcissus, who gazed into the pool and fell in love with his own reflection. And sometimes you get a daffodil with that lovely drooping head. And I love that traditional lemonade colour of, lovely lemon white colour that certain daffodils have.
Gorgeous.
So I'd probably say the daffodil.
Lovely, nice.
I also love forget-me-nots
Yes.
that are out this time of year.
Beautiful.
The carpet,
Primrose.
the primrose. Well, of course, I was born on Primrose Day, which is the 19th of April.
No.
Don't! No, listen. You don't have to buy me a present. But I do love
Maxie
presents.
said you should have chose Primrose because that was the day you was born.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a funny story about that, actually. When in Victorian times, when Prime Minister Gladstone was dying, he was on his deathbed, he was visited by Queen Victoria, who brought with her a bunch of primroses. And she said to him, Prime Minister, these were my husband's favourite. They were Alfred's. They were Albert's. They were Albert's favourite. Of course, Albert had died many, many years before, and the Queen had always worn black since that point onwards. And so she said, "Yes, Prime Minister, these were Albert's favourite." And he, as a quiet aside, said, "Well, I hope she doesn't expect me to give them to him."
Ooh.
Question then, for you and for chat. What is your favourite plant-based character, enemy or monster from video games or D&D? Harold from Fallout. You like him, don't
Oh,
you?
yes, I do.
You do like him.
Yeah, he's really sweet.
Chat, what do you think? And Bulbasaur's got to be up there, surely. Cute. Iconic.
Yeah.
But there was never a Pokemon Green, was there?
Nope.
Marlborough, probably my favourite from Final Fantasy. This hideous carnivorous plant with awful breath.
Right.
Which, why is it called Marlborough? Because smoking gives you bad breath? Possibly. I don't know. It's a genuine question that I want answered. Crumpets would know.
I guess
bet.
it's more of maybe a poisonous pollen, perhaps coming out.
Yeah, maybe.
It's kind of was it like a purple colour or something? I can't quite remember.
Marlborough's been in a lot of games. Of course, the iconic piranha plant, Roxy. We like to play Mario Kart, Roxy and I do. And this week's it's been Mario Kart new map week.
Yes.
So we've been having a lot of fun.
Well, that probably links to my favourite. It's not from a game.
No?
It's from a movie.
Yeah.
Audrey.
Audrey too.
Audrey B.
Whoa.
She spotted Audrey.
Oh my God, Audrey's grown in the garden. Is Audrey shade
Feed me,
tolerant?
Seymour.
Love it.
Give her to me.
Oh, Grumpy said yes, there was a Pokemon
Come and
Green.
say hello.
Oh, God.
Here she is,
Maybe
everybody.
Oh,
She's kicking her mum.
hi. Oh no, not Kiki Mama.
Kicking her mum.
Oh, Kiki Mama.
What did you see out there? What did you see? Foxy. Go fetch him.
Crumpet
Go
said
fetch them then.
it was Pokemon Red and Green originally. Green was replaced with blue for the Western audience. I did not know that.
I mean, green's a great
that's it.
colour. It's like my favourite colour.
Nerd
So.
licence revoked. Can you hear Picky just licking on stream? Not from a game, but from a movie, Maxie says. The Triffids. Yeah.
Day of the Triffids. That's a great
The
film.
Red Weed from War of the Worlds.
Well, we're
We're
going.
going to see War of the Worlds tomorrow.
We are.
Jeff Wayne's musical version of the War of the Worlds. I'm so looking forward to it. I ran a D&D campaign, sort of like a 5-episode one-shot, wasn't it? That was based in the world that H.G. Wells created, the alternative invaded Britain, and it was called Margate Under the Martians.
Set it in Margate. It was great. It's a really good adventure.
Yeah, quite incredible.
So that'll be good. Ooh, yeah. Tomorrow night.
Can't wait. So excited. Dog ASMR. Right, lovely. Okay, guys, it's now 2100 hours plus 1 minute, so I think we're going to call it a day there. It's been lovely to speak to you this week. Tune in next week. Same game, place, same tea, time, and all the best. And enjoy your beginning of spring, guys. So we'll see you later then. Bye.